Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and on Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming wherever you are, whichever time zone you are in. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming. Sutras of Vigyan, Bhairav Tantra. Sex is bondage, but it can be a freedom. This is the sutra I had mentioned to you yesterday. If I give you something to taste, and after you have enjoyed the taste of it, and maybe 2 or 3 hours after I ask you to explain, to write something about your feelings about this particular dish that you have tasted, all about it. Something like this particular sutra says, even remembering the union without the embrace, the transformation is possible. Once you have known this, even the partner is not needed. You can simply remember the act and enter into it, but you need to be moved. You have moved from thinking to the feeling mind. Remember, in life, be a solution scanner, a possibility scanner, then a problem scanner. We are all problem scanner, not the possibility or the solution scanner. Possibilities exist. It all depends on us. First of all, you must have the feeling. If you know the feeling, you can enter into the same act. As I gave you the example of the particular dish, you can enter into the act without having the dish there, or you can enter into the act of sex even without the partner. This is somewhat difficult, but it happens. And unless it happens, you will always remain dependent on the other, because this creates dependency. You depend on something for the joy or happiness, but without the other, you can experience, you can enter into this happiness or joy. It happened. We all have heard the name of Adi Shankar. He was a Nambudripad Brahmin from Kerala. He was traveling and he reached the city of Varanasi, Banaras. There was a famous scriptural scholar. He went into debate with him, and it happened that he defeated Mandan. Then his wife came and he said, you have defeated half of Mandan, because husband and wife are considered to be one harmonic, one unity as one, two bodies, one soul. So you have to enter into debate with me, and if you can defeat me in argument, in debate, only then you will be victorious. So she asked him a question. Shankar was renunciate. So she asked the question about the experience of marriage life. Shankar had no answer to this. So he requested her to give her some time, and he will come back with an answer to her questions. Now, what are the ways and means for it? In Buddhist methodology, there is a meditation called Jati Samran. Samran means remembrance. You are remembering, going into the past memories. You may not have been married as yet. You may not have the experience of the union yet. But somewhere or the other in the past you had. You can enter into that and experience that. But Shankar did not follow that path. He used a different technique. So when a person comes and tells me that she or he has problem and the relationship is abandoned, and I want to enter into another relationship, I tell the person the choice is yours. But I will not suggest you to go into until and unless you have relived the past. Means in each relationship there are certain moments of extreme joy and certain moments of pain. So it is because of the pain we forget about the good moments spent together and the separation happens. So when you are entering into another relationship, because this one was abandoned because of pain and suffering, you are bound to fail. So I tell the person, sit down or lie down, whichever way is comfortable for you. Close your eyes and start remembering the first time when you met this person, how the relationship blossomed, and when you enter into the act of sex, enter into it without the presence of the person, with eyes closed. You are not thinking, you are simply a feeling mind. Slowly and slowly it will happen. The moments of pain will get less and less. The pain will lessen, and the joy that you have experienced in the presence of that will increase to enormous proportions. Then, having done that, if you still want to enter into another relationship, you can. But in most of the cases, it will happen that you will get so much of joy in that you don't need the presence, the physical presence of the other. You have experienced the joy, and now you can relive that joy again and again. This is where it comes in. The sex can lead you to freedom, the bondage of the other. For sex, you need the presence of the other, male or female. But when this freedom comes in, you are in that position, you are not making love to a male or a female. Instead, the entire existence becomes feminine for you if you are a male, and it becomes a male if you are a female. if you had the feeling. So what Shankar did, he had his 12 apostles, 12 followers, all of them sat down in a circle. Shankar remained in the center, and he came out of the body, which is possible. The body is there, but the being, the consciousness has moved out, and he realized that a king was dying. So he entered into his body and then lived there for 6 months, experienced the marriage life, and he came back and he entered into the debate. But this is somewhat much more difficult for an ordinary person than entering into your past relationship. Maybe you are living in in a particular relationship. You had experienced the act yesterday or day before yesterday. Now today, when the person is not around, you relive that moment with your eyes closed. This is a meditation. You are going into it, experiencing everything. Energy will begin to flow. It will start vibrating, and the moment when you were not there, only a vibrating energy had become one, and there was a circle that completed with the partner, because each relationship has 3 possibilities. The first possibility is you are a thinking mind, you are a feeling mind. Your partner is also thinking mind and a feeling mind. So it is the thinking mind that enters into the relationship, and we do not move from thinking to the feeling. We keep on thinking that this way should be, the person should behave this way or that way. So it becomes like a square. A square has 4 angles, 4 sides. So 2 sides, the thinking and feeling are yours, and 2 sides, thinking and feeling, are of your partner. So only it is sometimes the man is thinking, the woman has entered into the feeling. So thinking and feeling, they never meet. Or the woman is thinking, the man is feeling, trying to feel at that moment, but the union does not happen. Union can happen only when there is a feeling and feeling minds. 2 feeling minds are interacting with one another, not 2 thinking minds. But it happens that a thinking mind merges with the feeling, or the feeling mind merges with the thinking. Then there comes a possibility of a triangle. Triangle have 2 sides at the base, 2 angles, and it comes like an angle forms triangle. So although you are separate, but in a certain extraordinary moments, there becomes a merger. This is slightly different and better than the first one. Then the third comes, there is no angle, only a circle is there. The energy is moving in a circle. It is not forming any peak or anything, and it continues. So this is the third and the best part of the union of male and female. But when the partner is not there, you are thinking, you are a feeling mind, and you feel everything. So instead of being a person there, you start vibrating with the energy. And energy has a tendency to move in circles. The partner is not there. The oneness is centered within you. the partner is no more there, and it is easier for a woman to have this feeling because they always make love with eyes closed. During this technique, it is good when you are lying down, more comfortable, keep your eyes closed, then only an inner feeling of a circle, only an inner feeling of oneness is there. Then just remember it. Close your eyes, lie down as if you are one with the partner. Just remember, start feeling it. Your body will begin to vibrate, shake. Allow it to happen that way. Forget completely if the partner is there or not. Move as if the partner is present. Only in the beginning it is difficult. Once you know, you get the hang of it, then it is not as if the partner is not there. Then you will feel the presence of the other. You will feel the presence of the other. Move as if you are actually into the act of love making. Do whatsoever you would have done with your partner. Move, shake. Soon the circle will be there, and this circle is miraculous. Soon you will feel the circle is created, and now this circle is not being created between man and a woman, between you and your partner. If you are a man, then the whole universe has become woman for you. And if you are a woman, the whole existence has become man for you. Now you are in deep communion with the universe itself. The other is simply a door. When a problem comes in, the other simply triggers the situation. You have asked your spouse or your partner to bring something, he forgot. So that particular incident that he forgot has become the opportunity to trigger what comes out of you. The other is simply a door. Simply a door. You pass through the door, but you don't stay in the door. The purpose of transcendence of sex means you are using the other. The other is a door. Just as you want to remain inside the room or outside the room, but door is the way, technique to come out or come in. If you want to come in the room, you use the door. If you want to go out, you use the door. The other is simply a door. While making love to a woman, you are simply making love to the existence. The woman becomes just a door. The other is just a door for you to enter into the whole. There is a big terrace outside the room which symbolizes the existence. In order to go there, you have to use the door. So the other, your partner, male or female, becomes the door to come out onto the terrace, from where you can see the beauty, the landscape, the clouds floating over the sky, touching sometimes your feet, the valley, the waterfall, the river flowing with the sound. All these things you can experience. This is the existence. This is where you have gotten the freedom to come out of the bondage of the room. The other is a door. If you remain in communion, in deep embrace for hours together, you will completely forget the other. The other has just become an extension, an opportunity for the entire existence. Once this technique is known, you can use it alone, sitting by yourself, doing nothing. The joy spurts on you. When you can use it alone, it gives you a new freedom from the bondage of the other. It really happens that the whole existence becomes the other, your beloved, your lover. And then this technique can be used continuously. I am not saying that with this, after this you do not enter into relationship. I did not say that. But this is important. Otherwise you will remain always engrossed in the quagmire of sex, in the mud of that. The life is given to you to transcend beyond sex. And this is the technique of transcending beyond. Then, when you enter into the act, you will experience a different dimension at a different level. It is like this. It is a spiral staircase. You are on the ground floor and you want to see what is happening outside. You cannot get a clear picture because you are a short person. There are people of different heights standing like a crowd. But if you go one step above, you may see it a little better. But if you go a little higher, 4 or 5 steps, then you will get a clear picture. And you would have seen the people who are covering a concert like this, a crowd like this. They go on a certain height through an elevator, through a system, and from there they report and use the camera to take the pictures so that you can get a clear picture. So after this experience, when you enter into, you will experience the physical union between male and female at a different height, a different view, different understanding. Then it will be totally different. And if you can do it in the other dimension also, and then you will be able to do it in the other dimension also. Walking in the morning, you can do it. Then you are in communion with air, with the rising sun, the stars, the trees, staring at the stars in the night. You can do as well. Looking at the moon, you can do it. You can be in sex act with the entire universe once you know how it happens. But it is good to start with human beings because they are nearest to you. The moon, the sun is not nearest to you. It is part of the universe. They are indispensable. You can make a jump and forget the door completely. Even remembering the union, the transformation is possible. And you will be transformed You will become new. Then, as Tantra says, sex is a vehicle, is a door to come into the openness. It is energy. It can be used as a vehicle. It can transform you, and it can give you a transcendental state. But we are using sex. It looks difficult for us because we are using it in a wrong way. Each one of us enters into the sex act in a wrong way. And the wrong way is not the natural way. Even animals are better than us. They are using it in a much natural way. Human way is perverted, constantly hammering on this human mind. It is the mind that enters into, constantly hammering on the mind that sex is sin, has created a deepest barrier in you. Deepest barrier in you. You never allow yourself to let go this feeling. Something is always standing aloof, condemning, even for the new generations. They say they are not burdened, obsessed. Sex is not taboo for them. But you cannot unburden the unconscious that is part of you. The conditionings, the ideas which has been infused into you. It has been built over the centuries and centuries. The human past is there. So while you may not be condemning it as a sin consciously, the unconscious is there constantly condemning it, and you are never totally into it. Something is always left out, and that left out part creates the split, the division, the schizophrenic state. Tantra says move into it totally. Just forget yourself, forget your civilization, your religion, your culture, your ideologies, your conditioning. Forget everything, just move into the act. Move into it totally. Do not leave anything out. Become absolutely non-thinking. Move into the feeling. Only then does awareness happens, and you will become one with someone. And this feeling of oneness can then be detached from the partner, and it can be used for the entire universe. You can be in a sex act with a tree, not the way you think. Means union, a circle of energy. You are drawing the energy with the tree. When you are in, you can be with anyone. Just being in the presence of the person, looking into the eyes, just sitting silently, you are a circle of energy. This is what in Sufi terminology is called tawajjuh. When you come in the company of the master, the energy that is flowing in through him in the form of tawajjuh, and you are flowing with it, you become a circle with him. In terminology of Tantra, this is sex at the cosmic level. You create this circle within yourself. You remember half of you is man and half of you is woman. You are the combination of ovum and sperm. This circle is completed. You are, as Hindus call it, Ardhanarishwar, half male, half female. This is one of the image, statue of Buddha in Japan, half male, half female. So you are united with the man within you or the woman within you. Both are part of you. Your left and right brain, but your left and right brain are never in harmony with one another. There remains a conflict. The yin and yang, as Taoists call it, it is a union of yin and yang, male and female, the right and the left side of the brain. You are both because you were created by the two. You were created by man and woman in togetherness. So half of you is male and half of you is female. It is because of this Tantra says, in a way, sex is the deepest bondage. If you understand it and you go into it properly, it can become a door for highest freedom. Tantra says that we know if you have wisdom, you can use poison as a medicine, but that requires wisdom. One of my friend's daughter was studying medicine in Boston Institute of Medicine, and she was working on snake venom as a remedy. Poison can be used as a medicine once you have wisdom. So do not condemn anything, rather use it, and do not be against it. Find out ways and means how it can be used and transformed. The purpose is the transformation and transcendence. The purpose in life is to transcend beyond that. Why are you eating food? So that at least for a certain period of time, the need for the food is over and you have transcended the need for the food because there has come a satiation. When it comes a satiation in that way, that you have transcended completely out of that. How you can transcend Tantra is a deep, total acceptance of life. It is an approach of its own kind, a unique one. All over the world, in all the centuries that have gone by, Tantra has remained unique, pure way of life. It says don't throw anything and do not be against anything. Do not create any conflict. You may throw your scrap metals, but there are who will come and collect the scrap metal. They know how to use it. You throw the plastic bottles, there are people who can collect it and recycle it. And when it is formed into the granules, it can be used for making the plastic. It can be used to pave the roads along with bitumen. It says don't throw anything and don't be against anything and do not create any conflict. Everything has its use. Maybe you have not discovered how to use it. Because with any conflict, you will be destructive to yourself. All the religions are against sex, afraid of it, because once this energy is, you are being suppressed. You can be controlled because of these wrong conditionings that sex is sin. You want to go into, but there is a conditioning in you that it is sin. Because it is such a great energy. Once you are into it, you are no more. And then the current takes you anywhere. And that is the fear. So create a barrier in which you remain too divided. It is only Tantra says that this mastery is going to be false, diseased, pathological, because you cannot easily be divided with the current. You are it. So all divisions that has been created or conditioned are false, arbitrary, and basically no division is possible. You can say the positive and negative current, negative poles, but both are necessary to light the bulb. Without the two, in the beginning there was light, and light got divided into energies, the positive and the negative. But if you want the light, again you have to unite the two. The two have to neutralize one another so that the illumination can happen. When the two poles of the sex energy, the male and female, neutralize one another, then the illumination happens, and that transcendence. So all divisions are false, arbitrary, and basically wrong. Nothing is possible. No one is really alive. You are just carrying a dead weight, floating in the stream. Try to melt. Do not remain an iceberg. Melt first. First the iceberg has to melt. It has to become fluid-like. Only then it becomes one with the river. And when sunlight falls over it, the water, the moisture evaporates, it becomes clouds, become one with the river. Feeling with the river, river means flow. Something that flows between the two shores. River is not a fix, it is a flow. There are two shores, the left and the right. So male and female are the two shores of the river between which the energy flows. There is a flow that you know as sex. That which flows between the two. And then transformation is possible. There is transformation. Transformation can never happen through the conflict. You would have heard the famous song that is from the movie Khushbu. I do not recall the actual words. You can see it. The song is sung by Kishore Kumar. The two shores, the shore is damaged, and I do not recall the exact words. Transformation can never happen through the conflict. It is through awareness. These three techniques are very scientific, but then sex becomes something other than what you know. You have transformed, you have transcended. It is not a temporary relief. Then it is not throwing the energy out as happens in your normal love-making act. There is no end to it. There is a meditative circle. And once the circle is completed, the energy does not deplete. Energy moves through the nerve's ends. When you get angry, you shake your hand, you shake your feet. So ends of the nerves, they are the doors through which the energy moves out. When it becomes a circle, that is why the whole emphasis in yoga is creating the postures where the energy does not move out. Padmasana is one of them. You see a child putting his toe in his mouth. He completes a circle, becomes an energy. This is one of the favorite exercise or act of an infant. When he is lying down, he takes his toe. Nobody tells him that. It just happens spontaneously. And the purpose of anything is to complete the circle. The purpose of bulb illumination happens when the circle is completed. The positive currents from one side, the negative currents from the other side, and both neutralize one another. The circle is completed. The magnetic field is completed from North Pole to South Pole, and whatever comes within that, this energy field is pulled towards it. So you can create the circle of the energy by union of the yin and yang, the male and female in you. You become a circle of energy. But as such as you are, your left and right side of the brain are divided into two separate entities. They never unite. The moment you unite, you become a balanced person. You become harmonious. Whatever you say, it has a meaning. It has the capacity to transform, to bring about a change in your thinking, change the way you look at the life. So the circle is completed. Only this much for this morning, until we meet again on Saturday for another live streaming, when I will take on another technique, how in the same field, on joyously seeing a long absent friend, permeate this joy. When you have seen a long awaited friend, all of a sudden joy permeates. Live it. This I will take it on the next session. Until then, take care and do have a pleasant day.